Hello, everyone. That is Stella. I am Krevzz because we're not going to be scuffing up the intro.
Wow. You're just gonna take my name like that.
Yes,
I'm Stella,
I'm Krevzz.
and this is a Stella and Krebs podcast.
Let's fucking go.
Can't believe you took my part of my intro away from me.
I mean, remember what happened the fucking last time?
I don't care.
Of course you
That
don't
that
care.
was that was last time.
Yeah, fair. Also, I think I need to boost up my microphone. Yeah, once again, sorry guys about the whole peaking thing. I forgot to set a limiter on my microphone. Try to use my other microphone and it has an echo. So, if you guys hear the P's and the Q's, you understand. And I'm sorry. I'll set a limiter for next episode. It's just I got lazy.
Yeah, cry.
Yes. But
Has there been any? Oh, go ahead.
But anywho, well, I was about to ask you, anything interesting happened in the last week of Stella's world?
I was chased.
Okay, well, this is a good story to start off with.
I wouldn't say chased. It seemed like I was chased because the car came out of literally nowhere. I was driving home, and so there's this road that it's a 25-mile-an-hour zone, and it's a pretty long stretch of road. It takes like 2 minutes to go down.
Mm.
So I'm like near the ending of the road. Okay, before you turn onto the road, there is a four-way stop. Not four-way stop, but four-way.
Yeah.
When I turn in, I always check behind my I always check my mirrors like pretty much every second. I just out of habit now. So I check my mirror. I see no car behind me. Okay. I'm like almost near the end of the road, like near like the middle. And then I look in my mirror and I see headlights all the way in the back where the road starts. When I get to the end of the road, the car's behind me. So I'm like, okay, not alarming at all. So I speed up. They are like with me. They stay like match my speed behind me. I know what my car can handle because I know how to drive it. Like I know what it can and can't handle on the roads. So I was not going slow. I'm not going to say my speed, but I was not going slow. They weren't taking the turns as fast as me, but they were taking it kind of fast. So I had a decent gap on them. And I could still see them in like good view, and there's a whole bunch of turns that I have to take, and there's this one road that I go fast on, and I don't know if they did as well, but I know they were behind me the whole time. So when I'm getting close to into my town, there is a three-way stop. Not three-way stop, but like three. It's a Y.
Yeah.
So I have a stop sign. The person to the left of me has a stop sign, but the person in front doesn't. So I stop, I look, and I see two cars coming. One from to the left of me and one to the front of me. So I'm like, okay, this gives me a chance. Because just in case they are following me, this gives me a chance to get away from them. So luckily, there was a car that they both stopped. So I go, I turn, I take the turn, and I'm mobbing right now. And so, and I see them, going still pretty fast, I'm guessing trying to catch up to me. Oh, and they were also, I didn't mention this earlier, but they were also flashing their lights at me.
Mm.
I wasn't going to stop. I don't care who they were. I didn't recognize the SUV but it's the same SUV my sister has, but it was a different color. And I don't know anyone else that has that SUV in my family.
Like, are we
So
talking like flashing lights, like police flashing lights,
no,
or
no, like flashing your headlights, like flashing high
yeah, yeah,
beams.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So we're going, and a truck pulls out, is in front of me. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Thankfully, it was in a passing zone, and there was no cars coming. So I took my chance, and I passed him. So I'm going, and I pass in front of the elementary school, and he also passes the car. I had just enough of a gap to turn into another road and park in a post office parking lot, and I see him fly by, going at least. Why is my ping so high?
Yeah, you got a spike.
Oh God, what did you miss?
No, no, no. Yeah, I heard everything. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. So it's a 25-mile-an-hour zone. He's going at least 40, probably more from what it looks like, and I just see him fly by. And I just sit in the parking lot for a little bit, and then I drive home. And I told my mom about it.
Well, if you actually want to know, like, a little bit of a fun fact, if someone's actually following you, if you can, take 4 rights.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
I know that.
someone's still on your back, you fucking gun it or you call the cops.
Yep, yep. I'm just gonna gun it.
Yeah. But
I'll
but I
talk to the cops when the cops are behind me.
I wonder though, like, you know, like, why were they following you, sort of thing. I wonder if they, you know,
I don't know, but they were mobbing. They were going pretty quick.
weird. But yeah, anything else or?
No, that's the only eventful thing that's happened to me.
Yeah, to be honest, I got like nothing interesting. Well, sort of. Besides me learning more about like deaf history and deaf culture with my friend Emily.
Hmm.
Yeah, nothing really interesting. By the way, actually, a little bit of a fun fact for you. So we were watching a short film. Well, I was watching a short film and I sent it to her.
Hmm.
Except the problem is they were using British Sign Language, not American. So luckily it has captions. Because I try to understand the signs, I'm like, this is not American. I'm like, oh wait, they sound British, so that's probably a dead giveaway. Um, so what it sort of covers is a deaf girl and the parent. So like there's 3 kids. The youngest one is deaf.
Hmm.
The 2 kids are extremely busy. They're high in academics, and then the parents are like always extremely busy, so they don't have time for the kid. And so long story short, there was like this worker who tried to teach the girls sign language because the parents weren't teaching them because they would go to a mainstream school, aka a hearing school. That's pretty much what it's
Hmm.
called, a mainstream school.
Hmm.
And so this worker taught this girl sign language, and like the girl got even like more happier and blah blah blah. Except the mom didn't want her to learn sign language. They want her to learn lip reading because the parent, well, the mom, the dad was against it, but the mom was like didn't want to learn sign language. Basically, that's like the gist of it. And I thought one thing was like sort of cute that even like the oldest brother, the deaf girl signs orange, like orange juice, and
Hmm.
the brother picked up on that because he learned from the social worker and gets her orange juice. I thought that was cute. But then the end scene was the worker was trying to convince the mom, like saying like, no, she should go to a deaf school, she should learn sign language and like oral therapy and like all this other stuff. And next thing
Yeah.
you know, the girl, she's at the school, she's outside and she's watching all the kids play and then sees like past the fence where the worker is, and she signs like, oh, like I love you, and all she can do is just sign I love you back and then walk away. And like I did not notice, I'm trying to remember the statistics because there were statistics at the end, but it was very high that a lot of deaf kids go to a mainstream school, and quite a bit of deaf kids go to a mainstream school with no support, so no
Oh,
interpreter or
oh,
anything like that. And I'm starting to understand that a little bit now, because like, well, I'm not going to call anyone out, but at least the deaf people that I've met learn PSE or signing English instead of learning proper American Sign Language structure. And like,
yeah.
it made me feel kind of sad because I'm like you know, she had the opportunity to actually have a conversation like with her parents, if the parents actually wanted to learn sign language, but they didn't want to learn sign language. If you guys actually want to find the film, just search up what was it? The Silent Girl short film, and you guys will find it. It's like the little girl has like really like blonde hair. You guys will be able to find it. But it's a like an eye-opening but a very sad short film. And I shared
Yeah.
it to Emily, and she's like, "Yeah, I was like sort of put into the same situation because if I
Oh.
remember what she told me, she did go to a hearing school, I
Mm-hmm.
think, and like she did have an interpreter, but she went to a hearing school, so she learned PSE grammar. But now she's going to like a proper deaf college, I
Hmm.
think, yeah, deaf college, and now she's like, even though it's like quite late in her life, she's trying to learn ASL grammar now. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so
Would you fight a chimp?
fuck no, those things are fucking vicious.
Bottom dollar cage match. Okay. How about five of the like? No, that would be too. That would be too. No. Okay. How do I word this? Okay. Five trained fighters against one chimp. Do you think?
Yeah,
Do you think that'll be doable? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Why do you think so?
because I feel like they would just grab every single limb and one just beats the living fuck out of it.
Yeah, but a chimp are like they're like built like a storm cloud.
Yeah, I know.
They are they are buff.
Yeah, but when you have someone like experience like with holding someone down, God, that sounds fucking horrible. But experience with holding someone down and
Yeah.
someone trained to like beat the living fuck out of you until you're knocked out. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Did you know Mike Tyson was gonna pay 10 grand to a zookeeper to fight a silverback gorilla?
Honestly, I would pay to fucking see him get his fucking ass like ass just thrashed around. I fucking would.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that
Okay.
would count as animal cruelty and yada yada yada. And
Cry.
yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, if you guys are actually wondering why I didn't announce any topics, we're going completely off the cuff for this
Yeah,
episode.
for today.
I
Let's see how it is.
like I should have like mentioned that, but yeah, that's why there's like no topics.
Like super big topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels kind of weird because, like, well, me and Stella, we can talk like off the cuff. We can, but it's just like when it's planned,
Yeah.
it's more difficult. Because, like, I was like thinking about
Mhm.
that when I got into VR. I was just like, fuck. Like if it's like fluent, like if we're already like having like a conversation with a bunch of fucking idiots or whatever,
Mhm.
and then like yeah, we can go into like a deep conversation about like anything. But like
Yeah.
planning it, like okay, we're doing the podcast at this time. Think of a fluid topic, well, like a fluid conversation, like off the cuff, like now
Mhm.
thinking about it, it's very difficult. Like it's definitely a lot more difficult.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think if
Yeah.
we get the like the train going, I think
Yeah. Yeah. We're not that far in, so.
yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask you this, but I wanted to wait for the podcast. Would you be friends with yourself? Like, not like an identical clone, but a different looking person, but exactly the same personality as you. Like they like the same things,
Uh,
everything.
old me,
You,
n-
but a different looking person.
old me, hell no. Me right now, I would be acquaintances with myself.
Yeah, because it wouldn't. I don't. I don't know if I would, because like you wouldn't really know what to talk about. I mean, you would just agree on everything, right?
Yeah, that's the worst part. Well, because like me and my friend Rain, like we pretty much just say like we're twins because we
Hmm.
have the same, not the same like interests or hobbies, but we have the same like outlook on life. So when it comes to that, like we always just agree, but when it comes to like hobbies, that's different.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. It would be weird, I guess, to a certain
Yeah.
degree, because like it's not like I'm saying I like conflict, but I'd like to have discussions on something,
Yeah.
like from two
Yeah.
different sides or two different opinions.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because like I'm definitely more like the curious type. I mean, well, that's why I like to like ask people like, oh, what's your opinion like on this? And this goes for like a mix of different things, like
Yeah.
sex, gender, race, where
Oh.
you live,
Oh.
like types of like disabilities, like seeing different like outlooks on certain things, and like just
Hmm.
getting everyone's like perception. Because well,
Yeah.
I'm white, male, cis male, Canadian,
Pasty.
yes, and I don't know. I just like getting like people's opinions like from different things. So like for example, like even like you know things that we take for like granted, like for example, deaf people, blind
Hmm.
people, colorblind people. So
I heard a lot. Speaking of colorblind people, I remember like whenever I was in elementary school, a lot of people thought colorblind meant you saw black and white. And you,
same.
I remember so many kids like pretending they were colorblind. Like you would pick up like a purple marker and you would say, "Oh, it's brown," and like they would just do it to every marker.
eh, But no, there's actually like different types of color blindness. You don't just see
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't see like a dog. But I mean, if they were saying that, you know what that just proves?
What?
They're a female dog, so they're a bitch.
I'm spiking again.
Big brain. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Rocking up to 2,500 fucking pain. Let's go.
Yep. Chilling with it. Well, since we don't have any really main topics, I don't really know what to talk about.
That's the fucking worst. Like I said, we can talk off the cuff, but when it's planned off the cuff, it just makes it worse.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why. Well, here. Oh yeah. One thing to mention. Stella got a new avatar.
Yes, this is my new model that I will be using. I
Okay,
love it.
okay. I find it funny because you're lagging so much. You're like slowly moving your arms up to show,
Oh.
and then slowly moving them back down because you're fucking lagging.
Oh, I timed out.
Oh wait, did you?
Yes.
Oh my god, that is so great.
Coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah. You're still in the world for me right now.
I'm coming back. Just ignore this part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Ignore it, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. And I'm back.
Hey, Lamau.
The cons of recording in VR.
Yeah. But yes, new avatar. Isn't it
Yes, new
cute?
model. The person who did this for me, their service was 10 out of 10. Every day they updated me on it.
Oh, that's good. I mean, a lot of people don't do that. It's just like make avatar and then you don't hear from them for 2 weeks and they're like, all right, here are the files. Fuck off. Where's my money?
Yeah, I asked them also to even though they were already doing it, I told them like, hey, can you like send me pictures and like give me updates of what you're doing, and they did. I only had to ask that one time, and
Well, they're probably doing it because remember, this is like a hella like customer or like service um area, right? Because you're making something, and of course, like something simple like that, like oh, if you get like a request, right? And it's just like,
Mhm.
oh, can you like give me like progress? Like, yeah, they probably don't care about showing the progress, which is fine. But they're also pushing to get their name out there because, well, if you say like, oh yeah, they accepted my request, this and that, like to show photos, then you're more obligated to like tell people like, oh, you want a custom avatar? Go to this person. Like they'll help you out, this and that. So
Yeah, and also this didn't cost that much either.
mm,
Cost like a they they turned down the price a little bit because it took a while. It took about a week. So
mm.
they put it down to it was originally like 45, but since it took a while in their eyes, they put it down to 30. So I just gave them 45 because the service was 10 out of 10. And I loved the final product. There's nothing wrong with it. Besides the gestures, but I really don't care about the gestures.
Why? What's up with the gestures?
They're broken. So if I did the happy face, it would now stick to it. And if I did another gesture, it would combine.
Actually, that makes a
You
lot
know.
of sense because for the longest time you had closed eyes.
Oh, I did.
For the longest time, yeah.
Oh, I thought I fixed that.
I don't know. But I mean, you're good now. But yeah, it's a nice avatar. I need to get mine fixed. Like here, if I
You can't get that fixed.
well, not fixed, but like I really just need a new like
Base
avatar.
model.
Actually, because I was about to say like I was gonna show my first person view and just show like the context. Actually, no, wait, I can do that. That's not
I wouldn't do that.
why.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not showing anything bad. I'm just showing my fucking OBS.
This.
Here, I'll just show it real quick. Okay, so you guys see like the little like camera in front of me, and like I forgot my face cam is like off to the side, which I think is kind of funny.
Way to podcast.
I mean something to fucking show. Why not?
Yeah.
So if I go to options, config, go to avatar overlay, so contacts. So if you guys like look at my yeah. So come on, it was. It's like it only.
Hi.
Oh, it's because of the fucking lighting. Because remember how I told you like sometimes if I look around it gets like darker and stuff. It's
Oh yeah, that's what
it's
happening
yeah
earlier.
yeah it's screwing around with the context. So here, wait, I'm gonna turn this direction. So like I'm looking down, right? And as you can see, like the context on this hand looks perfectly fine. Oh wait, it shows the context on. I'm fucking stupid. Oh, whatever. I didn't know. But you see with the
Go
left
back in your
hand,
seat.
it's not right. So yeah. Anyways, let me go ahead and turn that off. And we'll go back to camera.
Podcast camera.
Yep, there we go. So yeah, I need a new avatar.
Was this showing?
Yes.
Can you blur that out?
I mean, god damn it. I mean, why are you so embarrassed by it? Like,
I don't want my name in it.
all right, what if I like cut it out like completely?
It doesn't matter.
I'll cut out like the video part of it. Then I'll render it. Then I'll upload it. Like I'll keep the audio, but I'll.
Uh-oh. There's gonna be some background noise soon.
Yeah. I heard the fucking FBI open up.
So my dad is installing a new countertop.
Actually,
and it looks. Go ahead.
Actually, I heard today in my apartment because, like I said, the fucking walls are thin. Someone was slamming like something hard on like downstairs. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I think someone was getting fucking murdered with like a fucking couch. I'm not gonna say it. Even though I want to, I'm not gonna say it. But you know what? Now I'm starting to understand with like what Dreamer said, because like, well, they said like they prefer like strict topics, but also to a certain degree off the cuff umbrella topics. But just going completely off the cuff, like I said before, we can do it.
Yeah.
But just planned just makes it 10 times fucking worse.
Yeah.
Because for like off the cuff, it's just better when it's like,
It's just random.
Yeah, it's just random. But when you plan it, it's like
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. So I'll get some topics for next time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, having like free flow topics, I definitely enjoy it a lot more, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. You're stuck on the table?
That's fine. I'm just leaning forward.
Honestly, don't know. This is
This is really fucking bad. Like
this
no
is
joke,
a horrible episode.
we're only not even a half an hour in.
No, we're 25 minutes in. This is a horrible episode.
You know what? I'm gonna have a fucking almond bar. You know what? That'll be some entertainment.
No, don't eat on the podcast.
I mean, it's not fucking loud. I eat fucking quiet. I'm not like you who goes.
I don't do that. What do you mean? I don't do that.
I mean, sure, yeah, you don't. Actually, no. I did hear you eat a burger before the fucking podcast.
Yeah, I was hungry.
That fuck.
I was hungry. Leave me alone.
When are you never hungry? That's a better question.
Leave me alone. I can eat when I won't.
I mean, it fucking shows.
Wow. Wow. What a rude person you are for no reason. What did I do to you? Huh?
You touched my inner
Huh?
thigh.
And?
And you held a gun up to my head when we first met in the Great Pug.
Okay, that's is that slander? No. No, that's real. I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, like you mostly did the fucking jester, but you did it to me a lot too.
Yeah.
Actually, no, wait, that could be something we could talk about. Like, how did we met? Well, how did we meet? Not met.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Origin story.
Yeah. So, yeah, cause our first meeting, yeah, it was
Great Pug,
Yeah.
second floor,
yeah. So,
between tables.
yeah. So, I actually remember this because I did meet my very first ever VR chat friends. I don't really talk to them that much anymore. I only talked to one of them. The other one just turned out to be a dumb whore. So I
Oh,
stopped talking to her. But another one, named Unstable, she's a massive sweetheart. I love hanging out with her. But we only hang out a couple times, maybe once every 4 or 5 months, give or take.
oh.
Well, also because she doesn't play VR chat that much anymore. She does, but not that much.
Mm.
But so, for all you sad Quest users, the Great Pug used to be the main bar that everyone hanged out in, and then everyone stopped hanging out in it because one, it was very unoptimized and it ran like dog shit. When the VRChat 3.0 update came out, and two, we had better options, aka, well, not better options because the black cat is the black cat's a black cat. So,
Yeah.
um,
Like the pug was the main hangout area where you saw 1,200 people in.
mm. I mean, now with the Great Pug, because I did go there recently,
Mhm.
the only people that you have to deal with is people who actually generally want to have a conversation, stupid cripple trolling people,
Mhm.
and mere dwellers, and that's it.
Yeah, I normally go all the way up to the top because that's where I find the cool people up there.
To a certain degree, yeah, I do agree, but sometimes you can find cool people on the second floor. Sometimes.
Yeah. But do you want to talk about how we met?
To be honest, I actually don't remember the full origin story. I just remember the day that we met and the stupid shit that happened.
You were in your blue robot avatar.
Yeah, my Y robot avatar.
Mm-hmm.
The default legacy avatar, and then everyone bitched at me.
It was you, Jester, and Cowgirl. Do you remember Cowgirl?
Fuck, I haven't heard that name in a long ass time.
I talked to her a few months ago. After that, I have not seen her online.
Oh yeah, she was no, it wasn't when we met. We met Cowgirl afterwards, didn't we?
Oh, I don't remember. It was either when me and you met, or it was
I think it was
a little
after.
bit after. a little bit after, yeah.
Cause like, I do remember, like, after, like, me and you met, like, we kinda, like, strayed off a little bit, and that's when I started hanging out with more, like, with, Dustin, or sorry, Decay, and, like, Raw.
You already name dropped him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true, and Raw Tomatoes.
Ew.
Um, and well, because they're the ones who, like, got me, like, in the VR chat because I felt alone
Yeah,
because
yeah.
all they wanted to do was play VR chat and watch fucking My Hero Academia 24/7. Um,
Ew.
so, um, yeah. So, in a way, like, even though it wasn't a group, but I met Stella as, like, my second VR chat group, and
Uh,
like, we talked a little bit, then we stopped, and then that's when you met, Decay, and then you kinda got, like, into our group, and that's when UA died, like, the original
mhm.
group that I started playing VR
Yeah.
chat with. And then now it's more or less like we used to always hang out as a group, me, Decay, and Stella, and just be
Mhm.
idiots. But now since like Decay's
We
like so
still
hmm?
It was cool, yeah. But
Yeah,
we
but
still kinda hang out.
I mean, well, it's also kind of hard because like, well, even when he was working, right? Like it was difficult, and now like you have a job, he's doing schooling, I'm you know sucking fucking I don't know dick to make enough money to go by.
Yeah. But I actually met Dustin. Well, Dustin before you.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. He doesn't really remember it though, but I remember. I met him with Raw Tomatoes. It was in my friend for some reason. He liked doing what you do, which was help people.
Uh,
So he found uh Dustin and Tomato in I don't remember what world, but then he brought them to my friend. He brought them to like this rehab world. It has a bonfire in the middle,
mm,
and um, it was Tomato first. We talked to her, and then Dustin came a little bit after. And I was actually streaming during this, but I was a beginner streamer, and I didn't know I can save VODs after I was streaming.
okay, but also saving like especially if it's like a deep conversation like that, I wouldn't have fucking streamed it at all.
Well, I didn't know. This was like when I first started playing VR chat, so a few years ago.
Okay, okay, fair. Anyways, continue. Also,
So
while you're continuing, I'm gonna get some water.
okay, and she said a not so okay word. I'm not gonna say,
Mm,
but I had to end the stream after that. I had no viewers anyway, but I still ended it anyway, just in case. Um, but then I remember the model I was in, and Dustin was in his old bunny rabbit model,
yep.
and we didn't add each other after that. After that, I just left.
Mm.
But that's pretty much the first time I met Dustin before you.
Well, the thing is, like, well, VR chat, even like back then, it was a small community, so like I could
Hmm.
believe that
Yeah.
that happened back then.
And the fact that I met him again through you is insane.
Mm. I mean, it's the same thing with me, like meeting, well, seeing someone I know, Gent Manley or Gent. I met him again through gaming because he used to be part of the UA group that me, Dustin, and Tomatoes used to be a part of. Because like I
Hmm.
saw him in the Discord server and like it was like a hangout for like a party or some shit. And I saw
Hmm.
Gent get on, and me and Dustin we look over we're like, wait, Gent, the fuck? We haven't seen you in years, like literal like fucking years. Like what's up? And he's just like, oh yeah, wait, you guys were with I'm not gonna name drop, but you were with so and so's group. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's just like, oh shit, it's been years. What the fuck is up? Like like because like back then VR chat was definitely a lot more smaller. Like now it's definitely gone a lot more like a lot bigger, especially
Yeah.
with you
New
know
Year's.
well that yes, and also like VR becoming more of like a mainstream market.
Mhm.
Because it was
Yeah.
definitely like comparing to when VR was a thing when we first started playing VR chat, it was very niche. Well, the only headset back then was Vive, and you know, some people had the money and the capabilities to get VR, and some people
Uh-huh.
had enough PC power to run
Mhm.
VR. But
Mhm.
when I first started playing VR chat, like in 2018, it was definitely a lot more cripples than anything. Like I
Oh
definitely met
yeah.
a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more cripples than VR players. But now almost anywhere that you go, you see a lot more like you
Full
know,
body.
yeah. But also like I mostly see now like with cripples, like it's not that I don't like I look down on them, but it's just like 9 times out of 10 when you see a cripple, it's just someone who wants to be a troll. Like they're just getting
Yeah.
on just to be a douche. So
Yeah. Like, "Oh, you're online dating, you're online dating." It's normal to online date, especially in this game.
mm, I mean, we already discussed about that,
Yeah.
but yeah, because like everyone says like, oh yeah, why do people like look down on me? Like even like the more like chill cripples, I'm like, blame that on the trolls who literally log in with their Steam account, they download VR chat, like it's like what,
Mhm.
not even like 300 megabytes, it's fucking quick. Um,
Yeah.
and you load in, and you just start blasting your fucking voice mod or your
Yeah.
Audacity or voice meter or whatever, and with your
Yeah, you
stupid
just
sound
go to the
effects.
most populated world.
Yeah. So it kind of gets like annoying. Like I used to be able to like talk with cripples no problem because I did make a promise to myself. Because like I said before, the old group,
Mhm.
like this was a little bit, yeah, a little bit like after I met Stella actually, and so we used to have something called the Cripple Crew because everyone else in this big ass group, like over 100 people, they would all play like in VR, and if they tried to talk to us, it felt like they were just looking at us as like a wall, and they wouldn't really like try
Mm.
to engage us. So we had
Mhm.
the Cripple Crew, which mostly consisted of me, Dustin, Raw Tomatoes, and a few other people.
Mhm.
But then people slowly started getting like quests and stuff. Then
Mhm.
Dustin actually was the first one with us to actually get VR. So like he ran off, but like he still tried to engage us, right? And
Mhm.
then the next person was Alex, and like she uh fuck, I fucking name dropped.
Oh, well.
And then like she got VR, and then like I was like the last one left. So like in a way, I kind of just like. Well, she got VR when we had a 2.0 group, but that's a whole different story. But it's just
Mhm.
like I just felt like I was just like looked at as a wall, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop playing VR chat, and that's when my IRL friend gave me his old VR, and that's when I started making the objective. If a cripple talks to me, I give them my fullest attention at all times,
Mhm.
just so then they don't feel like left out. But the problem is, like I said, nowadays, 9 times out of 10, if you're a cripple player, you're just a troll, and it
Yeah.
fucking sucks. So like in a way, I try to give attention, but then it's like, oh, they're probably like a troll with their fucking their sound effects and shit, and it's
Mhm.
cancerous.
TikTok humor.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, I did get a little bit like off the main thing that we were talking about. So yeah, we met. Yeah, we
Cry about it. It's a podcast.
well, no, no, no. I'm just saying like I do want to get back like onto the because we didn't really actually like fully discuss it. Because yeah, we met. It
It
was
doesn't
me.
matter. It's a
Uh,
podcast.
Whatever. Second floor, me, Stella, and Jester. So Jester was part of the very first ever VR chat group that I met, and we
Me
ran to
too.
Stella, and uh, so Stella was mute at the time. And yeah, because yeah, you had VR at the time. You had VR.
Mhm. Yeah. I had
Um,
VR like a week after I got VR chat.
mm. So uh, they kept on like pointing guns at like Jester, pointing guns at me, and like we couldn't really like convey messages. And I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna let this like little fucking runt lolly mute fucking just hang out with us. Like that was also my mindset. I was just like, okay, well this like you know they don't speak, they don't do anything, right? All they do is just like gesture and point guns at our fucking heads, and
Mhm.
that's about it. And I was
Mhm.
just like, okay, yeah, I'll just let this like little like fucking lolly runt just like come by or whatever. So like every single time like I would see you, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, time to like look at gestures and not actually even have a fucking conversation. like ever.
Yeah.
That was literally my entire fucking mindset. But I did,
Gesture was so energetic though. He still pretty much is.
yeah, true. But I do find it funny, like how like I got to like hear your voice. I still find that story fucking
I was
hilarious.
forced to. That's what I hate. I was forced to speak.
I mean, you weren't really forced.
Technically, by a person I'm not going to name because I absolutely hate them. They are the reasons why I spoke near you.
Well, no, because like they ran off and you like tried to like call them back, and I joined in on you behind you, and then you
Yeah, but
saw me, and then I remembered like you were just like give me 1 second, and you ran to them, and the first thing that came to mind was just like, I thought they were a fucking girl. What the fuck? Well, because like
yeah,
I didn't understand like the culture back then, and well like the fucking commandments. You're a guy until proven otherwise. You know how VR chat is.
yeah, yeah.
And like
Traps.
yeah, and like I didn't like know about that. So like just hearing that, like I remember just sitting down, like I had like the most confused look on my face. I was just like, I thought they were a girl. What the fuck? Like, but then that's when
Yeah,
I started like learning about like femboys and like traps and like trans
yeah.
peoples and
They
all
were.
that stuff.
They actually did force me to speak because I told them you were joining, and I told them that I don't speak around you, and they just kept telling me like, "No, you're gonna speak. You're gonna speak near them."
Oh, I didn't know
So
that because my
if it
context
wasn't,
was your friend was running away and you told him to stop, and then you saw me and you said, "Give me one
yeah,
second," and then you booked it.
yeah.
That was my
If it wasn't
context.
for them, I would still most likely still be mute.
And then we wouldn't have the podcast.
I mean, you can sign.
Yeah, but you're too fucking dumb to sign most of the time.
Bitch.
But I mean, if I'm
That's
gonna
the
be
first time I swore on a podcast.
but if I'm gonna be honest though, I feel like if you actually did not speak even back then, I feel like our friendship would fell off more and more and more.
Actually, yeah, because
Because like
the main,
having one sided conversations just fucking sucks after a while. Like
yeah,
because like even back then, like then I would have to be forced to be in worlds with pens all the fucking time, so then we can actually have
hmm
a one-way conversation. That's
hmm
also before I learned sign language was even a thing, so like that that wouldn't be an option. And like I definitely know it's just the conversation would just die off more and more and more, and just like I would probably not want to be friends with you because it would just feel like a one-sided conversation and would just not be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And I know the reason why we're still talking right now, because that one day I forced you and Dustin on, because we took a picture with my leg around you in the home
Yep,
box world.
yep. I actually
That
saw
is
that photo.
that is one of the main reasons why we're still talking. Because remember, we started like not talking as much
Yeah, that's true.
until that day.
Well, it's just because like I mean, we all started like doing our own thing, right? Like we did hang out a little bit, but like we
Yeah,
all slowly started getting sick and tired of VR chat, and I got sick and tired of it because like it just became not fun as a cripple player. Like hell, even like fucking Rec Room has better desktop support than fucking VR chat. Like dead ass, no
rec
fucking
room.
joke. Because okay, so me and my friend Wolfie, like I never played Rec Room before. And she told me, "Hey, get on." And I was just like, "Yo, isn't it fucking sad that Rec Room has better fucking support for desktop users than
We
VR
should play
chat?"
rec room.
I'll be honest, I never played in VR once.
Ooh.
Last time I
We're
played
playing
it,
it tomorrow. We're playing it
last time
tomorrow.
I played it was in 2019.
We're playing it tomorrow.
But like it's just VR chat just got very like boring. Like I remember like I came in, like you invited me, and I was just like, yeah, sure, like what's up, this and that. And then I remembered after that we would get on like daily, like in the home box, and just vibe
Mm-hmm.
and just have like a
Yeah,
good time, like a good time
yeah,
conversation. But it's just like the game was just boring. That's why I just like I took a break because I just didn't.
yeah,
As a cripple, it just fucking sucks after a while. Like it's just not fun
yeah.
to
And
me.
you were playing Zelda most of the time we were in VR chat.
That
Remember that
is.
one time we spent 8 hours in the homebox world?
Mm.
That was amazing.
Oh yeah, because I would just fucking like I would just get bored, so I would just have like it was like a Discord call basically, but virtual reality, and I would just play fucking Zelda.
Hmm.
Like I just got so fucking bored because I'm just like, this just fucking suck. Well, also that back then I hated fucking mirror dwelling as well, so that didn't help either.
Yeah, but you sat in front of a mirror.
I mean, what the fuck else are you supposed to do in the fucking home box?
I don't know. Yeah, I fell asleep in that world. I remember.
But yeah, I mean that's like the lore story, and then me and Stella started talking more and more, and then that's when like I met Gabby, and then you joined that group, and then I've been more invested in sign language, and then we said fuck it, let's start a podcast, let's see what happens, and episode 6, we're still
My
going
idea.
strong.
You didn't want to.
I mean, like I thought about it a little bit. I mean, like because I used to do like podcast stuff back then, but I just thought with you it would be more difficult because you're fucking ADHD ass.
See, I'm good right now. I'm calm.
I'm just waiting till the day that she decides to fucking drink before the fucking podcast, and
I'm
you.
not gonna do that. If I have work the next day, no.
Oh yeah, you'll be fucked. Oh yeah, by the way, another fun fucking fact. 4th time we're recording on a Sunday.
Yep, I have found we're gonna keep doing that. So
I mean, it's quite funny because like, because yeah, you get home from work, you stay up for like 4 hours, then you go to bed, and we could do that.
4 or 5, somewhere around there.
But like, we can literally do that on any given day. That's not your day off. But
Yep.
we still decide to record on a fucking Sunday, and then we upload it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, there's a lore between how me and Stella met. I actually find it funny
Right.
how I wait, have I ever told you how I met Dustin and them?
Yeah. We
Have
met them
I?
like a much longer time ago than we met.
Yeah, but I mean, it was almost kind of like a butterfly thing, and also in a way, I actually hated Dustin when we first met.
I
So
smoke corn dogs.
fat fuck, you're not helping your case.
I don't care. I smoke corn dogs. I'm hungry.
I mean, I feel like I
I
would
only-
I would like to talk about the origin story, but like since he's not here, I think like there's no point, because he's not part of the podcast.
Even though he should be. And also make it a lot more better. You would make a lot more jokes.
That is true. But oh yeah, because didn't you originally want to be the 3 of us, right? For the
Yeah, I wanted to be the 3 of us because there was so many times we just talked randomly.
Actually, you know what? I know it might sound stupid, but I already thought of like a name for for the podcast. The S.
For all 3 of us?
Yeah, so SDK podcast.
That doesn't sound that bad. SDK.
Yeah.
That I like that. But if only he was here.
Yeah, true. True. Oh yeah, because you still want to get an episode with him. I like we did
Yeah.
offer to get one episode with like one of our really close friends, but he still won't fucking do it.
I'm gonna force him.
Yeah, but
And if it takes to record on Monday, I'm gonna do it.
and then I have to fucking rush to make sure that you guys don't swear or say any cancel words that I have to fucking edit. Then I have to render
you
it.
have to
and
worry
I
about
upload it.
him doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I know he won't do it if I like mention it. Like whenever I say like, "Yo, I'm streaming," don't be a fucking idiot. Then
Yeah.
it's fine. Or sometimes sometimes he will forget, and then I'm just like, all right, I'll delete the VOD, start my stream again. But I will admit, to a certain degree, I kind of like stopped caring more and more later, unless it's like something like
Mhm.
very bad. Like if you're saying like the R word, and like it's in like a public world, I really don't care. But it's just when it comes to like like the N word or the F word,
You should say
then
the R word. Retard. I didn't say it, so you don't have to censor it.
Yeah, but it's incentivized.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's the
You
same.
can say that.
I mean, it's the same thing when people say NIG. It's the same fucking thing.
It's fine. You don't have to censor it. Well, I didn't say it, so therefore you don't have to censor it.
Fair enough, I suppose. But it's more or less just like out of like respect for people who do watch the podcast, because like yeah, we do have like edgy humor. Well, actually, no, we don't have edgy humor. We have really fucking dark humor. We really do.
Yeah, very offensive humor.
But the thing is though, like we just do it because not to be a dick, but like we mostly do it with like groups that we're like a part of,
Mhm.
you know. So like I of course I'm not gonna say the shit like out loud, but like they're a part of groups. I'm part of groups, and we just like to make like fun of it, basically. Like I know like for example, like I know like some of my friends like who are gay, for example. They like to make fun of like LGBT, you know, like community. It's kind of like that, basically. Or like League of Legends players, they like to make fun of themselves as well. It's just like one of those
Yeah.
kind of realms. Actually, wait. I think I might ask MLA about this because, like, well, here the deaf community is not a minority group. It's definitely a group that doesn't have as much light as like classified
Well,
as like normal, like the deaf community. I wonder. I'm gonna ask her later if they make like deaf jokes. I wonder. No, I'm actually generally curious because, like, you know, gay people make fun of like the gay community. Trans people like to make fun of the trans community. But I wonder if like the deaf community likes to make deaf jokes or like hearing jokes.
I wonder.
I'm kind of curious, but yeah, I'm gonna because well here that's why I love about her because she even told me straight up she's like I know you're a curious person, right? And I have something that you don't have, or vice versa. But
Mhm.
so if you're curious, like you can ask me like how I can ask you about the hearing world, you can ask me about the deaf world.
Mhm.
Like, of course, a lot of people say like, oh, you know, they could just do as much but just not hear. But it's just like, you know, I'm still curious about that. Like, yeah, the most basic is they could do anything but just can't hear.
Yeah.
But like I wondered like, oh, how do they like operate and stuff? Like I asked her, like how do you wake up, for example? Like a lot of them use like flash and light alarm clocks, or they use like vibration like bed thingamabobbers, and
Mhm.
that's how they wake up. Well, because I can't use sound, so
Yeah. Also, I wanted to tell you this story. I don't know if I did, but it was a school story. Um, I don't know if I should name drop them. Their names are so similar. I don't know if I can alter their names.
you could just say
Okay.
like you could just
I'll
say like
say
A and B. That's what I usually do.
I'll just say the first part of their name, not the full part. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just say one of their names is Ludair and the other name is Quadair.
Okay.
That's their names. I was in middle school, and you know the hair picks, like the combs that
Oh,
people use
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Plastic ones were allowed in my school, but metal ones were not allowed at all. If you get caught with a metal one, you have to give it to the teacher or principal or whoever. But metal ones weren't allowed, and a lot of people still brought them anyway. But Ladair had one, I think. I don't know. They're twins, and I don't know who is who. I could never tell the difference, so I'm
Mhm.
just guessing. So Ladair had one, and my teacher. I'm gonna name drop my teacher because I love this man. He is one of the coolest teacher ever.
And then they search up the teacher's name, probably find the school, get a relative location on where you're at.
You realize he's not at my school anymore, right?
Yeah, but they can still fucking back check it.
They don't even know what the year.
I mean, they'll just go through
And
every. They'll go.
there's so many people that have this last name. I doubt it. Okay, Camp. That's I'm just gonna say his last name was Camp. That's not the full name, but that's part of it. Camp.
I would say my favorite teacher, but the problem is like he's Chinese and it's a very not common name in Chinese, so that's why I never ever talked about him like
Oh,
on my streams or my YouTube. Actually, no, never mind. I did talk about him on my YouTube video. I should probably delete that. Anyways, go.
but but Ladair had a metal pick, and Camp told him to give it to him, and he would not give it up. This
Mm.
went on for like 10 minutes, and it was getting and it was getting Camp really annoyed that he wasn't like giving it up after 10 minutes. So Camp walked from his desk to where he was, which was right beside me, in the back of the classroom. Grabbed the metal pick, walked over to the door, opened it, and just threw it. I died. Everyone started laughing. It was amazing. And so Camp called for the principal, which was like 2 doors down. And after this day, I did not see him after that day. I don't know if he's like 6 stories down in an FBI facility because of what he said, or but as he was walking out, he said, "I'm gonna bring my friends over here. I'm gonna burn down this school. I'm gonna
Over a
burn down
pick.
every single classroom. This school is gonna be no more." And then after that day, I did not see him.
Oh yeah, that was a fucking death threat.
All of that over a metal pick you could have gave to him and then got it back at the end of class.
I mean, if we're gonna go off stories like that, I got a really fucking interesting one just for
Oh
you.
no.
Because I didn't know your story was gonna go like that, but I got a funny story. So, this was in my public school. We were in a small town, and the school like housed like maybe like 80 kids at the time before I graduated. It used to be like 150, but less kids come into town.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so there's these two boys, and one of them had massive, and I mean massive anger issues. He was in my grade 7A class. And I'm so sad that I wasn't in school at the fucking time. But he just has like massive anger issues. That's just the same with him. The thing that
Mm-hmm.
makes him like calm down is like reading books. So like if he's reading a book, you don't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
Like calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I wasn't at school, but like I overheard this story, and I think it's like kind of funny. And no one believed him until we asked the brother and said, no, this is 100% true. So apparently, I think he had like what was it, like an outburst in class or something like that, and he got sent to the principal's office, and he had like an outburst there. So like in front of like the actual like office itself, there's like benches that you could sit at
Mm-hmm.
before like you actually come into like the like the principal's office room. Like there's the
Yeah.
office and then the principal's office room.
Mm-hmm.
Um. And apparently like he grabbed like these benches and like he like threw them around, and like he was just like having like an outburst. The cops were called,
Oh no.
and he gets put in the back of a cruiser. All right. Now I don't know how this happened because like I know about with police cars. I've been in the back of a police car before. You cannot open them on your side. They're open on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Apparently, he got out of the police car. Like it wasn't in handcuffs or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
he got out of his police car and then he ran home. And like his home was like quite far away. Like all you had to do was like cross a field and then cross through like some trees, because like he lived in like the outskirts of town. And
Mm-hmm.
he went home and started playing fucking video games. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go home and go play some video games." Now,
Gamer mentality.
yeah, and like I didn't know this was like the case like at all, and it just like it's like I didn't believe it because like, well, I wasn't at school at the time. I think I was Like I had like an appointment or some shit. I don't know. But like I fucking
Mhm.
overheard that and I was like, yo, what the absolute fuck, dude? Um and I thought it was kind of funny. It was definitely kind of funny. He didn't get charged or anything, at least that I know of. Thank God. Well,
Mhm.
he was like 13, so it's like
Oh.
whatever. Um. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny to like hear because no one like of course everyone was talking about it and all the teachers were like saying like yo like shut the fuck up, like quit like throwing it around and shit, but it's just like no, this is fucking funny,
Yeah.
like hearing this fucking shit. Um. But yeah, so that's my story. Like we never had anything crazy that happened at the public school that involved police. At the high school, that's a different story. We had a few things, but nothing really crazy. Um, I mean, I could probably like talk about my favorite teacher. I don't know. But at this point, it's off the cuff. Might as well, right? We're an hour
Yeah.
in.
We're not running. We can go one more story.
Yeah. So I had a Chinese teacher. I'm not gonna say his name because, just in case. But this teacher, he was awesome for many different reasons. Now, when I first joined the grade 7-8 class, I was terrified. Mostly because
Mhm.
I don't know, he didn't have like a bad look on him. It's just like I don't know, I guess just going to like the highest grade, it was scary as fuck, you know? And uh so I was like terrified of him. Like my sister said like no, this teacher's like he's cool, he's chill, right? And I remembered his one rule. As soon as class started, the first day of class, he's like, "Hello, my name is so and so. You guys already know me because we do a bunch of stuff around in the school. Um, and I have one rule. You have to make me look good." And we're all like so confused. Like, what? Make you look good? He's like, "Yeah. So if you screw up, you make me look bad, and I don't like that. I like to look good. Like, look at me. Look at my beautiful face. I like to look good."
Oh, I get what he's doing.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And he was just like definitely like the most chill teacher. I think the reason is because well we're preparing to graduate, so he likes
Yeah.
to to calm down and and he has like this also like this another thing like oh yeah let me help like did you hear that?
What?
Oh, it was a fucking motorcycle. It was fucking
Oh,
loud. I don't know if it caught on OBS.
no, I didn't hear it.
Anyways, yeah, people like that don't have dads. It's just I'll let you know. Anyways, so
Continue.
oh, I thought you looked at me like what? Like what do you mean? But anyways, so athletic teacher, every single lunch break we would play badminton, and there's a reason why in our high school because so in the main high school that we would go to next, it has like 9 branches of public schools. I would just go into one, and
Mhm.
every single time, if you saw a insert name of a school here playing badminton, you just forfeit basically. Like we were
Were
definitely
they
more
like gods?
yeah, pretty much. Like I was definitely not like the best player, but even when I went to like gym class, for example, right? Um, I was definitely an average player. I wasn't like one of the best, like one of the prep kids, but I was definitely average. Like I knew what I was doing. So even when I played badminton, in high school, even as like a big kid, like I wasn't like super fat, but I was a big kid, and I would be playing with people. I would rally, and they would just be like, "Damn, like how the fuck are you so good at like badminton?" And then one of the prep kids would be like, "Oh, they're from insert school here," and they're like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." They're like, wow, even a fucking fat kid is fucking good at badminton. Like, what do they teach you at that school? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, we were just a badminton and volleyball school. Of course, like other schools were like into like track, but anyways,
Mhm.
so back as a teacher. So when I was in my grade 7 year, um, he would do this thing where if we did our work very well, because like he said, help me help you, make him look good.
Mhm.
Every single month we would have a hot dog day. Every
Oh.
single every single month. at the end of the month.
Jesus.
And if you did anything bad, you guys call them something different. But what he would call them were spellers. And what a speller was depending on how bad you were, pretty much you had to write a certain amount of words a certain amount of times. Like
Mhm.
I forget. Wait, what do you guys call that?
Lines.
Yeah. Wait, like other schools call them lines around here too, but he called them spellers for some reason. I don't know why. Like even if you like fucked up your homework, you had to do spellers. I think I had to do like 3 of them. I remember as a joke, I even asked him, I'm like, "Hey, sir, I'm bored. Can I do a speller?" He's just like, "Yeah, sure." Like he didn't care. He was just like, "Yeah, sure. It'll keep you out of trouble." So yeah,
I remember. Real quick, it's short.
yeah.
That when you said lines, when I was little, I didn't know what to write, so I literally just wrote lines on the paper and handed it. Because I didn't know I had to write. Because when they said you have to write lines, I'm like, okay. So in every box I put, it was just a line.
But the one thing with the spellers, though, I know it might sound weird, but he actually taught us a very valuable lesson with spellers. Okay. And actually, he taught 2 lessons. So what he would do is, if you hand in your speller, like he'll check through them, and he'll be like, "All right, okay, cool," and then right in front of you, he'll rip it up and just throw it into the garbage.
What?
And it taught 2 lessons. One, don't fuck up,
Mm-hmm.
and 2, you're going to do things in life that have no impact. It may have an impact on you, but it's not going to have an impact on anyone else, and and it's going to be meaningless. A lot of things you do in life is going to be meaninless, but you have to get through the meaninless crap to get to the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, you're done with the speller. It was meaninless, but now you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
He taught really cool lessons with that. But so yeah, every single month we would have hot dog days, and everyone would like bring like chips and this and that, and he would cook them like in the classroom. But it kind of made me sad though, because in grade 8, my final year, we only had 3 hot dog days instead of 1 every single month.
Oh.
Mostly because of the principal. So we got a new principal,
Aw.
and she was like this hard-headed bitch, like very hard-headed. And it just fucking sucked because like we even asked like, yeah, sir, why don't we ever like have like more hot dog days? He's just like, well, I don't want to say anything to you guys, but we're on a stricter rule. Like I know I'm very fluent, and you guys know this. Before you get to high school, I want you guys to relax. Like especially at the end, like near the end of the year, I want you guys to relax. I want you guys to have a good time, but can't really do that. And I was just like, okay, understandable, sir. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Except it got much worse after I fucking graduated, but I'll get that into
Oh.
into that later. So, I still remember after like after like my graduation was done, this and that. I remembered on like the final day of school, I just like looked around the classroom just for like a quick second, and I was about to be the last kid to leave. I had my bag of stuff, and uh, I remembered I finally got to talk to him for like one last time, and he said like, "Hey, like I know you're done with your exam. You're going to high school now." And but he asked me, he's like, in private, he's like, "Yeah, why didn't you like stop going to school so much?" And I said, "Okay, well, they're a mixture of 2 things. One, I was helping out my mom because she was really sick at the time. And this was like 3 months before she passed. And also just the bullying. And he's just like, yeah, I understand the bullying, but he's just like, but you remember what I told you. Focus on you. Don't focus on other people. Get through life. Life is gonna be hard. It's gonna kick you in the teeth, and don't worry about that." And then he like looks over my shoulder to make sure the principal wasn't there. Crap. And he was like super nice. I remember like he was like clearing out his stuff. He's just like, because he knew like I was like on the poor side, right? So he was just like, here, you know what? This could be a final gift. He decides to give me a 2 liter of Pepsi, and 2 bags of chips.
What?
No, he always had like snacks like that all the time. And like
That's
and
cool.
if we like did good, like he would give us like Rice Krispies and shit. Like he was just like the most coolest, chillest teacher, and that's what like we loved about him. So yeah, you give me a 2 liter, you give me 2 bags of chips, and I got my badminton racket. And he's just like, "Are you gonna be using that once you get to high school?" I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Like I don't have that badminton racket anymore, sadly, because I had 2.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I remembered I left, and apparently after I graduated, a new principal came in,
Oh god.
and so my sister's friend's brother, who is 2 or 3 years younger than me, so he wasn't in my class when I graduated, because that's when I was in high school, and he was super excited because he's like he heard so much great things about Miss Rain from his sister, my sister,
Mhm.
and me, because like we
Mhm.
all graduated, and they got a new principal. It was a Jehovah's Witness like
Oh.
principal. So they made a lot of changes. So we used to do like this Christmas concert. All the students would set up every single year,
Mhm.
and it was actually like a fun time. Like, yo, we get to support Christmas, we get to watch Christmas movies, we get to have a great time. Like, especially around like the Christmas times, like like for the last 2 weeks, we're working hard, basically, to
Mhm.
like pass tests and these exams. But then,
Mhm.
like the last week, it's like, chill the fuck out. Have a gingerbread cookie, or
Yeah.
let's watch the movies. Let's drink some eggnog, hot chocolate. Like
I love
just chill,
eggnog. Ugh.
just chill, right? And that's what I loved about him. Um, but with the Jehovah's Witness, they don't support Christmas apparently, so
Mhm.
they would have winter carnivals, and that also
Oh.
meant even the principal did pitch in and say like, no, they should be working extremely hard until Christmas break. So no Christmas movies, no hot chocolate,
What?
no
What?
eggnog, no Christmas decorations,
What?
and the winter carnival. Instead of staying up in the gym, because we used to do the Christmas carnival every single year in the gym, they had to go outside and sing pretty much like almost a mix of religious and
Oh.
winter songs in the middle of fucking winter at 9 o'clock at night, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
That's mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And also my sister's friend's brother asked me, he's just like, yeah, didn't you guys get like hot dogs days and like you guys played like Life like on the computer and shit? I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, yeah, we didn't get one fucking year. And I'm just like, really? He's just like, yeah. I'm like, well, they dwindled for us too, but that was because we had a strict principal. But maybe it's because you're a fucking Jehovah's principal. That's probably the reason why. He's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
probably because she was very strict. She was, and then that teacher I was talking about, because the school is about to close in like a few years after this. He gets transferred to another school, so they got another teacher that came in. And I remembered because everyone would just hear like, oh yeah, we're all about badminton, we're all about volleyball. We used to do like students versus teachers all the fucking time.
Mhm.
But then like all these like, don't mind that, that was a bowl.
What was that?
That was a bowl. Don't worry about it. I accidentally hit my elbow. And everyone was excited like, oh, I want to play badminton. I want to play volleyball. And this new teacher is just like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. You know what we are going to do? We're going to run track.
Oh.
So that was your fun time during lunch if you wanted to. Like playing badminton and volleyball, it was a fun time. But like I remember apparently kids were begging. They're like, yo, some of these students
I
know
would
how to set the
too.
nets. Like we're known for badminton, we're known for volleyball, we're not known for track. But the reason why he made us do track because he came from a school that was mostly a track school. Like anything that was based on track, they were the
Mm,
school. And kids were like apparently like begging and begging,
I
saying
would too.
like, yo, we're known for badminton. Like we miss like the older students, like not the new kids who came in, but the older students were just like, yo, we have rackets. We know how to set the nets. Why won't you let us just go into the gym during lunch hour and let us play? Like why not? Why can't we do it? And he's just like, well, I want you guys to run track, and I can't supervise both. It's just like no one here wants to fucking run track. Why do you think only like 2 or 3 students actually go outside to run track? Why? Why do you think that? Because no one cares. Let us play badminton. And I remembered when, you know, I don't know the full story of this, but this is like the gif of it
Mhm.
because I was graduated. So because everyone was pressuring the teacher to let them play badminton, the next period, the principal came in and had a very like stern talking because apparently like she overheard everyone like begging the teacher and being mad at the teacher, let us play badminton. So she came in and said like, you do not do that to anyone who's like higher up than you. You don't pressure them. You follow by like their rules and their regulation. And
Cry
all
about it.
yeah, and like apparently like all the students decided to in in like a protest, I guess you could say.
Oh boy.
So some of the older students just had enough of this new teacher and this new principal because it's supposed to be the chillax final year. Like, yeah, it's hardcore
Yeah.
with the tests and exams, but near like the
Yeah.
holidays, you chill the fuck out. You
Yeah.
cool the fuck down before high school because everyone's scared of fucking high school, right?
Yeah.
So they so one kid I think it's kind of funny. One kid decided to get out of his chair and bend down on one knee and said, "Of course, Your Majesty." And a bunch of kids did that.
That's great.
Well, because they even mentioned like, "Oh yeah, well with Mister So and So, like we get to like chill out, we get to relax, we get to play badminton. We're known for badminton. We're not known for track. We're not known for fucking science fairs. We're not known as for math fairs. We are a badminton school. That's what we're known for. If we
Mhm.
go to insert high school name here, if we play good, the first thing that you're always asked, "Oh, are you from this school?" That's what people know
Mhm.
us for.
Mhm.
And apparently, a lot of those kids who went down on one knee and said that they all got detention.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean,
So yeah,
true.
they did tell me like it kind of sucked that they would hear all these amazing stories from this one teacher who's been teaching there for like 20 years,
Mhm.
but then their graduation year they just get fucked. So
Yeah.
so I'm kind of glad that I had him because
Mhm.
2 years later he did retire. Well, not retire, but he went to a different school,
Mm.
and now that school is completely shut down as of I think it was like 5 years ago because there wasn't enough students going. But I remember during the last graduation, a lot of old students and even old teachers went to that school just to like check it out for the final time because it would not be a school anymore. I
Mhm.
did not get to go. Sadly, if I knew about it, I would have went. But like a
Mhm.
lot of my old friends actually like went to go see like the teacher that everyone liked, a bunch of old teachers, teachers that came and gone, and like all this
Mhm.
other stuff, and even like old students of that school, like people who are like in their 50s and 60s.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I at least I got to see some photos. They all had a really good time, it seemed like, and like, just seeing like all the age, like generations of the years of graduations, just all in one,
Yep.
was definitely really really cool. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's the final story. So I do love that teacher. Apparently he's still teaching even to this day, except he has said he does miss playing badminton because he's teaching at a school that was more based on track and like athletics.
Oh.
So he does miss badminton. He did try to teach the kids badminton, but he says it's just not the same. Because I did meet up with him
Yeah.
one time outside, and he's just like, "Wait, Andy?" I'm just like, "Oh, hey, sir, it's been a couple of years." He's just like, "Yeah, you're looking
You name
good."
dropped yourself.
Whatever, fuck it. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so like, I got to meet up with him. He's just like, "Yeah, like I tried playing badminton with them, but they're more track and math base." I'm like, I understand, sir." He's just like,
Ew.
but he's just like, you know what? I'm getting older. I'm not playing. Like I'm not doing as good as I used to. I'm just like, fair enough, sir. You're getting up there in age, so.
Yeah.
But he's still super fucking athletic. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I do miss him. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you want to call it off there?
I want to say one thing before we go. I was lied to by a bunch of my teachers that I liked because I asked them before they went, like, "Will you come back and visit?" They said, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll 100% come back and come visit." Nothing, nothing. I waited. I'm like, hopefully they're gonna come by one day. Nope, not a single day. I was lied to. If I find them, because I know who they are. One is in, except for one, I won't be able to see her. But I loved her. But she's in Italy. She had such crazy stories. But the other one, you lied to me. You know who you are. You taught me. What was it? Not Journey to Career. You taught me in a gym classroom. You know who you are. You lied to me.
Understand. I mean that was the case because like I never thought during the last day that all like the old teachers would go to my old public school.
Mhm.
Except no, like on the final, like well, because graduation there's still a couple days after school, and then you're done, right? But yeah, on the graduation, a bunch of old teachers went, and I'm fucking upset. I wanted to fucking go because I was just like, yo, I fucking miss this. Like the
Mhm.
final time I get to see like some of my old teachers, even teachers when I was like 4 years old.
Mhm.
Except what's kind of sad though is that well, I did have a teacher in grade 5 and 6. Well, in grade 5, we had a teacher, but then she got pregnant and then she dipped. Then we had another one. She was like the most sweetest one. But apparently she actually passed away 2 years ago.
Aw.
Yeah, she was very sweet. Because my friend told me about it. He was like, "Yeah, do you remember so and so?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember about so and so. Why? What's up?" And he shows me like a obituary and it said her name. I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking sad." And I couldn't go, but apparently a lot of students actually went to her funeral, which was very sweet.
I would have.
But I mean, the best teacher in that school, like, of course, I don't want to say this because like, knock on wood, but I know for a fact if he announces that he has passed away, so many students, so many students would go to his graduation. I know that for a fact because he like, well, he made everyone's just life better. That's
Yeah.
like that funeral home would be fucking packed.
My back's starting to hurt from this long podcast.
Understandable. But anyways, if you want to, we can end it there.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour 22.
Hey, you know what? For off the cuff,
We didn't first like
half an
15, 20
hour.
minutes were straight garbage.
Yeah, but also planning like a fluid conversation is hard
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if it's off the cuff, that's what it means. Off the cuff, it just comes. But when you
Yes.
schedule it, it's not
Right.
off the cuff. It's a scheduled off the cuff.
Yeah.
So
All right. So are we ending it?
yes,
Okay.
Spotify, Anchor Mondays, YouTube on Wednesdays.
Download on Spotify, please.
Actually, we've been getting a lot more.
Yeah.
We've been getting some more viewers on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, some.
Do you know how many listeners?
5 unique listeners in the last 28 days, and so far in views in the last 28 days has been, I think it said like 15. So
Yes. Download on Spotify and like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. I forgot.
So good.
But thank you for joining us for this hour of talk. We hope you enjoyed it as
Just
much as
and leave a comment if you
we
guys actually
did.
enjoy off the cuff because
Yeah.
I personally don't like it, but I mean once you get the ball rolling, it's kind of easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you can kind of get used to it.
Yeah. But yeah, leave a
But
comment.
thank you for joining us for Talk of Hour. And I'm Stella.
And I am Krevzz, and hopefully you guys enjoyed.
This has
Peace.
been Stella and Krevzz podcast.
Yes. See you guys later.